Railings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's grow a garden together.
Excuse me, I know what I'm
play a garden
Play
together.
garden.
Who wants to play gardening?
I actually did gardening today, and I have a blister on my pinky, and it hurt.
So while we are, I'm sorry about your blister, but
It's fine.
while we are in the corona quarantine and we can't go anywhere but our own backyard / maybe the front yard if no one's outside, please stop going outside, everyone. We have just done a lot of like weed pulling and soil turning and prepping for planting when it finally gets warm enough.
It's true.
All right.
And you can do it too, actually. So if you have things like potatoes or carrots, like actual like full-size carrots
it's
or whatever.
everywhere right now, all over the internet, of chop off the root end of your vegetable or the top end of your vegetable and shove it into water. Anyway, yes, you can grow them back.
Yes. So the thing is though, also you can do some yourself, basically, is what I'm saying. It might take a while, and if you have grown, I totally understand that this is kind of basically a sort of monetary exclusion thing, that if you don't have basically your own garden or dirt that you own, which is really funny because you don't own your dirt. I really wish we'd get rid of that system.
If I'd bought a house and I went, okay, all of this land is mine, and I start digging down and selling the dirt off of my property until I've exposed the foundation of my house, until I've just gone down like the city is going to have a problem with it. But I bought this. Yeah, but you can't do that. Well, I was going to install a swimming pool. Oh, well, that's okay.
Fair.
But I just want this void of, just like meteorite crash in my yard. That's not okay. That's an eyesore. Right. Eyesore, my dude.
All right, let's make an offering
to the squirrel
minor god.
We're gonna give him honey.
Really?
Nuts
Hang on.
and honey. Where do we get the basket of nuts?
Hang on. Can squirrels eat honey?
I don't know, but I know they can eat like sap, so I don't know.
But I feel like that's a different process. I'm not saying that it's...
No, it's a completely different process. Obviously, bees aren't making maple sap. I don't know, but this sounds weird. How's my buzzy buddies? That good,
There's missing a D.
Hi. Where?
Buzzy buddies.
Oh, buddies. Booties. I'm just gonna borrow a little honey and then give it back later, because that's what borrowing
means.
And then there's... Hey, squirrel! Did we just coat the nuts in honey or something?
Don't forget you
can't. Not touching it. The squirrel is so grumpy.
The squirrel is...
I will. You know what? Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. You owe me a new acorn.
I gotta tell you what. Suddenly, Eddie Murphy is voicing this minor deity.
The squirrel. I will change everything for you. I will fuck it all up. May your cabbages never grow. Look, I don't like you and you don't like me, but I'm here to bury the hatchet, okay? Here's a bag of delicious honey-coated acorns to show that I am, sorry for destroying your home. Twice.
In a really still weird scenario,
weirdly
squirrels
specific way.
do not have nests, as far as I know, really that low.
But the god was being arrogant, going, this is my yard, my garden. No one's been here since the ant left, and now I can have whatever I want. I don't have to be high up in the tree to avoid the warlock living in the garden.
Because you should also already respect me, warlock in the garden.
Honestly, she should. So
she should.
All right, honey-coated acorn seems like a weird thing to give.
It kind of does.
How about it, little guy? Huh?
You're gonna run off with
Chitter?
the whole...
Chitter? He looked at us. Did he look at us and break the fourth wall? Yes. Ouch. Ugh. Hey, you little... Ow. Bitch. Arg.
Arg, bitch.
Bring it back. Bring it back. If you're gonna receive it ungraciously, I'm not gonna give it to you. Maybe he doesn't like honey. Who knows?
I'm like... What did he take?
A whole basket of nuts that should be too big for him, except for I keep forgetting that he's a god, so forget it. He came up and stole your engagement ring.
The thing that
He absolutely is a god going, you can't fix your money problems like this, and you know what? Treat your friends better.
Blah!
All right, my engagement ring.
What? You were engaged to that knob?
This is the only part
Dude,
we care about.
Dude, it was really gross.
Ew. Don't remind me. We also have never officially broken off the engagement in any spoken, communicated kind of way. Just sort of, we assume it is.
What we did is we performed some really active ghosting.
Why would we decorate the trees and bushes?
I have no idea.
Since why?
I think it should be trimming the trees and bushes more than...
All right, time to replace the railing, because after we've lifted the railing carefully up to replace the floor
underneath it, to the side.
No, and then put it back on.
Yep.
That's what we did.
Yep.
Why does a dance floor need railings? See it don't fall out of the mamba?
But I'm also like, why not? Let me paint a picture for you. I'm doing the floss, the jazz music after a whole bottle of red wine. Myself.
Oh dear.
Oh, this sounds like personal experience.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
I slip in a puddle of wine I just spilled on the dance floor and land in your lovingly arranged begonias. Except that might be softer than, I guess, slamming my head into wood. You know what? Never mind. Just leave
The border rocks around your lovingly arranged begonias.
Right? I shoot you a look that says, oopsie daisy, ain't I a stinker? Really, is that what you would do?
Oh, I love railings on dance floors now.
It's reasonable, but, like, I don't think you need to be that weird. I don't know, like, some of that seems unusual to me to, like, put it in that way. For me, like, character-wise, being like, oh, oopsie daisy, I totally didn't do this on purpose. Like, that seems like a weird level
on
of,
the
like...
other hand, that seems very, very specific. Like, are we telling a story from like, experience?
Well, that's what I said. This is clearly not from experience, because that was sarcasm.
Ooh, I love railings on dance floors now. A brick wall?
A brick wall?
Oh, that's not very attractive at all.
Oh, none of them are.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's the original.
I love how it completely separates itself from the main house.
I know,
going
there's
these
this little tiny
columns,
space.
like this column
Does
is
it match
under
up?
no, is underneath the roof. This column is out of underneath the roof.
Oh, God.
See over here, this
I didn't
column
even notice that.
versus this column.
What I was looking at was, see this open space right here? Like,
It's not here, like, the
it doesn't
whole
even
thing.
match up. Like, it's
it's not
it's
lined
like
up.
here, and then the outside of the building is like out here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my dudes. Yeah, that is also
It
not
looks
attractive.
awful.
Yeah, no,
I
but
guess
like,
the wood is the
why would you
best.
not line it up with the house, though? Or is this on the wrong layer of art again?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's the wrong art layer, my dudes.
Ah!
All right, beautiful. Don't you mean fence-suitable? Fence-suitable.
Oh, you should say fancy.
Fancy, yeah! Woo, fancy. That's great. Why? Hi, what a rail. Oh.
Thanks. So where's that wine cellar of yours?
Oh dear. All right,
let's
fine.
Decorate the
dance floor.
Decorate it too?
I
God, I really
don't
am just like,
know.
man, we keep decorating things and I'm just going, and then there's weather and it all
And going,
gets destroyed.
What are we decorating for? Like, this thing just bothers me so hard. Why are you away from the actual pavilion?
I don't know, because you
This-
want somebody to get their legs stuck in there. Like, have you ever seen that sometimes where like little kids or
There's
even
a gap
sometimes adults
somewhere,
or teenagers
and they'll just
will
stick
go,
part of
I'm gonna
themselves
stick
in it.
part, and then they scream or cry
And they're
or
just stuck.
something happens and they can't get out. They're just
Yep.
stuck. And
Well-
you really have to spend some time slowly working them out.
I mean, the cross rails here is going to
I've
have
had
someone's
personal
head through it
experience
at some
with that, so,
point. It's
yeah.
going to happen.
Oh yeah.
This place will look so cute at night, I guess.
Yes?
Also, what are those 4 beams for?
Need to know.
Especially with these lights hanging up. Hanging off of what? Okay.
Oh.
The beams are just for these lights. That's the whole reason they're there. All right, I'm going with colors. That's fine.
Yeah,
We don't
sure,
need a
why
red
not?
light
Colors.
district down in our garden.
Going to the red light district. Everybody else gonna hip and twist it.
Also going, are those weatherproof outdoor lights, like, approved? Also, where did you get those? Also, Lily, you're poor. Why are you buying things?
We're gonna keep being aggravated about this. Again, I'm really
Additionally,
surprised they
did
kept
you
that for so long.
Genuinely drill holes through all of these poles to run your lights through them?
Because you also, like, we're not saying whether or not they're like solar lights. This looks like electrical lighting, maybe?
And if it is solar going literally, did you just, like, drive
Nail it
holes
in?
or like stick it to the edge of the post? Like, it's not wrapped around or hooked up there. It just terminates into the wood. Makes me want to square dance or something.
Wait, do you know how to square dance?
I did say I love dancing. I do not.
Square dancing is actually a specific skill.
It's
I always
very.
think it's really interesting where people are like, oh, line dancing or square dancing or whatever is so lame. And I'm like, it's an organized, amazing skill that you can do with multiple people without it being exclusively a couple activity.
It's a team dance.
It is. And it's a thing where you go like, yes, everybody's involved. So again, you're not forced to be like, I feel really awkward, so I can't dance by myself because it's not allowed.
Also, as far as I know, both line dancing and square dancing came from those larger Victorian group dances. Like, they sort of evolved their way down from those big fancy
down.
ball dances.
You could say evolved up.
Evolved
depending-
over linearly,
Or
maybe.
just basically change form.
But were interpreted out of those big fancy group dances that were done in the height of society.
But everybody goes, ooh, the Jane Austen adaptation. God, those dances are filled with so much tension.
So much hand holding and sexual tension.
Right, so much distancing, so much social distancing that it's hot.
All right, but how hard could it be? Anyway, a lot of them have a lot of very specific moves, and they take time to learn.
They do.
But however, a lot of people are very friendly in teaching other people about them.
Oh yeah.
You just dance while you're in a square, probably.
I mean, it is in a square right now. That would make every dance done on almost every dance floor a square dance.
Well, that makes it really easy then, doesn't it? Then I definitely know how to square dance.
Be positive. It's fine.
That's hilarious. All right, what else have we got? Decorate trees and bushes.
Sure.
I wish that all of these things were somehow tied to the dialogue of the story. Just adding a piece of critique here. Like, many of the tasks are tied directly to conversations in the story. I think it'd be really cool if all of them were.
Right?
So that we had
so they
more
feel
of a
like
connection.
Exactly. Like, if you're going to go to the effort of telling a story, why not make all of them actually a part of the story?
Right, and especially since that's our engagement in the story as the player is punching that button. Then I think it'd be really cool if we knew what her thought process was in each one of those choices. Instead of this assumption of, I've clearly decided that I'm going to do this thing, and so it's going to happen. It'd be cool if we were brought more in on her experience. Squirrelinator's
You really
gone
think
for
that he
now.
sounds like the governor? So if you guys don't know, which is possible, there are a few of you that don't know that in the United States, when Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California, because he's also known as the dude who did the Terminator movies, he was called the governor for a while when he was the governor, as it were.
It was very charming.
It was very cute.
And since he's been running around California encouraging people to social distance and take care of themselves and stay out of the outdoors or into the indoors,
right?
Some people have been calling him the Dadinator.
Well, it's kind of
It's
cute.
very cute.
There are definitely some things I don't agree with him politically on, and I didn't when he was initially in California, but like that I think is also a thing of going like, hey, this is important.
Everyone has some good in them, and generally it's really important to acknowledge those pieces. Even like just because people are not perfect, and no one is, and by perfect being completely subjective, just because people don't meet with all of your moral preferences and values doesn't mean the good things about them aren't good.
However, that does not exclude them from critique. That's the other thing too.
That
Sometimes people are always like, well, that means that, well, if I'm not perfect, then it's like, no, you're still gonna get people arguing with you, and that's okay.
Additionally, there's going to be an experience of just because, you have something good about you doesn't mean you are completely, beyond reproach.
Yeah.
Or that everyone's going to find it good in the same way.
Right.
That basket of acorns should buy me some time to put lights on the trees before he comes back and chews through the lights on the trees. I do not have what you are looking for.
Dang, because it occurs to me that we don't have a timer.
He will be back. We don't know how long.
And he will be back.
Yep, and he will be back.
We're really... Oh no. Okay, so just in case you don't know, there is a certain level of potential harm you can do to your plants and your wildlife by continually having lights that will turn on and off. That's why I'm going are these electrical lights? Are these solar lights?
Do they turn off at night?
Do you cycle your lights every once in a while? Because you have to consider that you're going to be messing potentially with the animals, like I said, in the wildlife in these trees or these environments, or messing with the plants themselves. Their growth cycles actually tend to be either injured or sometimes impeded, and it really hurts some of them.
So plants need to sleep at night. They need darkness to sleep. But why do we have so many things glowing that don't seem to be involved at all, including this tree? That's definitely a tree glowing.
Is it only on
involved.
some of them?
Doesn't
it's
seem
not
to
on
change.
any of them.
There's all this stuff up here.
Weird.
That doesn't seem to be involved at all.
I guess
it's just these
if it
three
were
trees.
me and it's on plants, I can't remember. Is it red light that is less impactful compared to the yellow lights, depending on the kind
I am not at all sure.
I
just know that if I can't choose, aesthetically, yellow lights, fairy lights, are kind of pretty in trees and very mild at night.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, because red. So one of the fun things actually is if you guys don't know, fun fact about the ocean, why you run into so many critters sometimes that are extremely red or rust colored is because actually red is the hardest to see color in the spectrum in regards to light. It disappears really quickly underneath the ocean, so that's why a lot of them are very red.
Because they're invisible to other things. That's cool. I actually didn't know that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually learned about it when I went deep sea fishing with my uncle several years ago, or who's no longer alive.
A number of years ago,
because he died maybe 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
I really liked him. My Uncle Rich was super cool. These kind of lights always make me think of those pretty outdoor wedding photos.
Which ones, dude? What kind of wedding did you have? Do we get to know about your husband now?
Please. Oh, we eloped. Did the whole Vegas thing.
Did Elvis officiate?
Sadly, he wasn't available. No, Lots of hotels have a little wedding chapel. We just picked one.
You didn't have a theme? I am so sad.
That's kind of adorable, actually. Then we went and played the slots for a while. We also went out and checked out Cirque du Soleil down in Nevada.
Yes!
Hey! Sorry, I really like Cirque. If you have the ability to go see Cirque du Soleil, and I'm not saying do it, or die kind of thing.
Don't do it during quarantine.
My God. Also,
if
I don't think
even
any of them are
available, don't do it during quarantine. Wow.
But my God, I've really enjoyed Cirque. So if you can potentially get the chance to do so, if you can work up an experience to do so, I enjoyed it. But I guess it will be one of those things of going, whether or not you believe in my taste or the things that I like. I think it's a really good experience. It's also a good celebration of the human body.
My friend introduced me to it, and it really, I would say really in that way that a lot of people like to watch dance. It is very theatrical, very performative, but it's a very much of a celebration of movement and what bodies can do,
right.
Which is very, very cool. Also, they don't only have very traditional tricks. A couple of the ones that I've seen have like an expert yo-yoer or an expert whistler.
Right.
And I mean master yo-yoer versus like master whistler, professional whistler.
Oh.
And it's really, really cool. Anyway.
Yep.
So that's super cool to me because it's not just like jumping jacks and flips and things.
And the reason though also why we mentioned that is actually that and my friend Liza, I love every time she brings it up because she's really if you know anything about the field, for example, of whistling.
Yes.
Being a professional whistler is way harder than people really want to make it out to be. Oh,
yes.
You just whistle. And it's no. Being a professional yo-yoer, the yo-yo master, he kept on yoing.
He just kept on yoing.
Yeah,
Being a master at anything is really, really cool. And for the most part, you make it seem so easy that a lot of people cannot take it seriously unless they've tried that craft.
Right.
And so there's a lot of watching Cirque that makes me go, wow, it's almost like they have too much of an expert here because a lot of people are just going, it's a fun, interesting show, and they're not realizing the level of skill being used.
Right.
But it's still extremely beautiful. But one of the things that I actually like to point out is there's actually this documentary called Pucker Up. And it's literally about professional whistling. So if you want to go learn about that is a super cool thing. I don't know if we can link to it because when I saw it, it was on Netflix.
I don't think it exists.
And it was years ago.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, but it's really cool and it talks about sport. And also for me, when I got my braces, I lost the ability to whistle because I can't get my face in the right shape to do it anymore with my braces on.
Just look at me.
So once I get my braces off, I'm gonna whistle again because I'm I can't seem to make the shape with my face with my braces in the way. It's frustrating.
Right.
Anyway, good chunk of change. Good job for them. You want money?
I don't think I actually read that last line.
Yeah,
Did I?
We want a whole chunk of change.
No,
too.
I stopped in the middle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then we want a good chunk of change. It's fine. Go ahead.
All right, chunk of change. You won money in Vegas?
It's actually not as uncommon as you think. It's actually one of the ways. So, in the sense of where people will go, it's just 99 cents for a microtransaction. They usually try to give you tiny little small wins so that basically it will get you into that continual buying thing because then what will start happening is you'll go, oh, well, I won this last time and it wasn't necessarily a lot. You're more likely to spend basically more money because you
win sometimes.
You win occasionally.
And you win pretty consistently in small doses.
Yep, which is also a thing so we're basically saying we don't endorse gambling. Okay.
Oh.
Or at least for me, I don't like microtransactions either because they feel a lot like weird gambling /
I don't like microtransactions because most of them don't add anything to the game. I am willing to buy expansions, I am willing to buy upgrades, I'm willing to buy things that permanently change the gameplay. One thing that I've said is if the premium currency offers you more total lives and changes the function of your gameplay,
right,
I'm way more interested in it. I've actually done a lot of basically a hobbyist game game structuring redesign where it's not as capitalistic because it doesn't microtransactions that are all completely repeatable, but it structures the microtransaction model into a expansion model which gives the player a lot more purchase for their buck. Again, it's not very capitalistic though because it doesn't have as much repeat buying power for the same thing.
Right.
And the idea is to make as much money as possible, which is what we're all taught, which is frustrating because that's what we work with.
Whoa, so right. I actually used the seed money for my business actually.
That's excellent. Good job.
After I upgraded us to a suite with a hot tub anyway.
Okay, that's adorable.
You must have won a lot.
Not necessarily. It depends. I mean, some businesses you can start with
Depending on where you live,
and it depends on what you think a lot is.
But she says though also after I upgraded us to a suite with the hotel. So she won. So they were at the hotel where it's kind of expensive sometimes in the night depending on where you're staying in Vegas.
It also depends on how nice their hotel was. If they bought a nice one and then it was only $100 more for a night in a jacuzzi one,
right?
That's an upgrade.
You know what? That's actually a really good.
It depends on where you start. If you're I'm in the motel at $49 a night, and then you go, I'm going to upgrade to, the Mirage with a hot tub, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But it just depends on where you are.
I feel like...
Jealous. My
Really?
boyfriend, who had tons of money, never took me to do anything interesting. I mean, piano time.
Oh, is he actually going to
suddenly.
play it? That piano got me thinking. I remember Grandpa would play the piano when I was a kid. He was pretty good.
I think it's funny that we've run into this just after the Easter event where he mentioned he played the piano.
Right?
It's kind of charming.
It's pretty funny.
That's neat. I think it was Uncle Arthur who played in our family. Hey, Mr. Jones! Mr. Jones, can you still play the piano?
Oh, don't let his decrepit exterior fool you. He's plenty spry for an old guy. He's plenty spry for an old guy. Do.
Pretty spry for an old guy.
Why, I'm the picture of health. I'm as healthy as a horse.
Which horse?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Are horses really healthy
Honestly,
or something?
It's a legitimate question.
Okay, the light bulb is behind her leg. They're having a serious layering problem here.
Oh, wow.
Really? There's a light bulb behind your leg.
Wow.
All right, so I would suggest I would suggest patching that at some point along with this post that isn't inside the pavilion. That would be be good.
Weird.
So with your next update, if anybody from this watches this, I would recommend it. Anyway,
It looks a little awkward.
it does look a little bit awkward. All right, horses. Anyway, want to play something for us? I found this songbook.
Let me have a look.
All right. Do you think the piano's in tune?
Oh my God, he just clipped through the flowers. Did
He
you see
did.
that?
That was
was
amazing.
damn funny.
That was kind of awesome.
This episode is made of glitches.
Give Philip. If it feels like this particular
Area
might have been done a little bit more rushed than some of the other areas.
Yeah.
This was an update maybe from the original-ish release. I don't know. Who
This
knows?
was an experience.
Or it could have been during crunch time.
Crunch time is no good. Please
No,
do it.
don't crunch time. But it could have happened anyway because sometimes, you know what I found? Most creative people do not know how to budget their time for a long-term project. So when I took the one drawing class that I've ever taken, it was in college and it was the Drawing 101. My art teacher had some really excellent advice where she said, I know all kinds of people because she majored in art and she wanted to be a professional artist. And she ended up teaching art because it's really hard to be a professional artist. And she says, the thing that I'm missing out on is, one, I don't have any business skills, and to be an independent artist, you need business skills. She says, if I were structuring an art graduate program, I would require that people took business management classes.
Right.
Period. Because you're going to be running your own business unless you're working through someone else.
Right.
So if you're going to be successful as an artist on your own, do that. And then she said, I also would need long-term project management because, for the most part, all of us are crap at long-term project management, which is being able to schedule out all the time and all the deadlines that you have for creating things. Because a lot of creative people go, I'm just going to work on it until it's done, until it looks perfect, until it looks beautiful. And if you're doing something like this, you've got storyboards, which you need a timeline for, and you can't make them more pretty or more perfect or more, lovely. And then you've got your finished project, which you've got to have a timeline for. And the reason you often end up in crunch time is not because you didn't have a timeline, but because he's in front of the wire.
He's also in front of the wire.
In front of the light.
The light.
Like the light is
He's
between
behind
him and Lily.
He's under the wire, but the light is...
The light
Sorry,
is in
I'm
front of him.
having an experience watching and going,
It's
oh
fine
my God.
going, whoa, dude. Anyway, this experience of you really have to stick to your deadlines because what happens is a lot of artists really are in this experience of going, yeah, well, we'll get there, but let me just refine this one more thing, this other thing. And then you end up in crunch time because you go, God, we suddenly only have a week left and we have to do everything.
Right. It's actually one of those things where sometimes they talk about giving people too much structure. And I think they've actually done studies on it of going that actually tends to really mess some people up in regards to actually being able to schedule themselves because they always expect someone else to do it. Like that thing where, you just get up in the morning, you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going, whatever else, because you're so used to structure.
You have so much freedom suddenly as you cannot go to work that you don't know what to do with your day and your time because you're used to other people scheduling yourself for you. So learn your own long-term project management. There's lots of cool tutorials online. There's a lot of people that have guides. There's a lot of people that suggest things like lists and, weekly schedules and things like that. But long-term project management, big important thing.
Yep.
Here you go. What about this one here?
Why, that's our song.
I must have been dog-eared, so I picked it out. Your...
Mine and Mary's. I haven't heard it in years.
I see.
Well, no time like the present. I shall endeavor to tickle those ivories. Mr.
right.
Piano.
Oh my
God. Tickle those ivory keys.
All right, so if we just leave him here, just like them, he'll just keep doing that forever, won't he?
Yes.
Just like
he's rocking
tearing
out.
it up. Wow. Look at him go.
Totally a showman. That is...
He's also kind of twerking, which is hilarious.
It's pretty good. The twerk is an
The
ancient
twerk
band.
is strong. It's fine. I mean,
That is one heck of a song, him and Mariad. Ah, my God.
quite a thing. Oh, here
God.
we go.
There we go.
Light's gonna be in front of his knee too. That light is just like, I will be in front of people.
I am here. Wow, you rock, Mr. Jones. Woo! Thank you, lowercase Mr. Lorenzo. Let's party like it's 1957. Woo-ba-doo!
It's back to Wilbadoo.
It's back to woo-ba-ba-doo-ba-boop-ba-dee-da-da-da-da.
All right, well, that's kind of cute. All right, so that is going to be it for this episode because we are at time because I checked while we were monologuing. Monologuing, but that is really cute that he just keeps going right
That's
there.
really
That he is
adorable.
having a fun time. I am entertained with how much booty movement they decided to animate in, which is kind of charming. And I am kind of like, why are there so much clipping with the lights? You had some real trouble with illustrating your lights, but that's okay.
It's okay.
Everyone-
We also understand sometimes games are hard to make. So that's one of those things too,
Yes.
kind of like, yes. However, that does not mean, again, that it's exempt from criticism. It's that sort of thing of going like, we get that this was difficult. If we could basically, again, that time organization thing of where you're going, probably then that's a thing they're working on, and that's okay.
Beta testers also is really good because sometimes when you're in a hurry, you really just do not notice it. People talk sometimes about how the editing slip-ups in movie scenes and how obvious is this, but that's not necessarily the detail you're looking at. And since you're watching for other things, you could just miss
God.
something that someone else thinks is super obvious.
Particularly for editors, but that's okay. Anyway, so I have been Scandal, and we appreciate you guys spending time with us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to, please feel free to go check out the description and check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We would really appreciate it. Other than that,
I have been Lies. Social distance yourselves, and it was great playing with you. Bye!